The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here after a long weekend. I hope everyone had a good weekend. We're looking at the Dow down 452 on this first trading day of September, the 3rd of September, Tuesday, down 448 at 41,114. Now, I've got this as a leg C, probably a peak C. Is there a chance that there could have been a D with that almost unchanged level at 40,907.32 on the 19th and 40,909.38 the next day? Is that going to be a phantom peak? And all of a sudden we're looking at that was a D at an all-time high, and that we are now going to start to see a very big decline. Well, look, this is the evidence that I'm looking at here. The 9-period daily chart, the 9 is over the 14 and very wide, and that's usually a big positive. Oh, of course it can come down. Look what happened when it was very wide before on the high of the 18th of July, 41,376.00, round number all-time high. Well, at that stage, it took right up until the 5th of August to make that low, with the 9-period moving average crossed negative that very day, and that was the buy. So it's a work in progress, and I'm suspecting that there's still going, for whatever reason, there's going to be a flurry to the upside, and it's not going to be all that much higher than the 41,585 level, and that's where we've got to be really careful, because then a more serious pullback could occur. Well, we've got the same thing now in the S&P. Look there. Oh, first of all, let me just say, if there is a move to 41,585.22, excuse me, 1 penny above Friday's high, that extends leg E in the monthly chart. Not only does it extend leg E in the monthly chart, it implies that you have to wait all of October before you can actually get a peak E. So we're watching this very good. We've got whatever now, 21 or 20, whatever it is, trading days in September. We'll see whether or not we can get there. I think we are. We're going to get to a new all-time high in the Dow. The S&P now, here's something a little different, because the S&P is down 63 at 55.84. And what we're really looking at here is this conglomeration of sideways price bars. And in this particular instance, that inside track repellent zone is very strong. It's made at least what I can call for now a chance of a peak C1, and just missed by pennies the 51.62 high of the 26th of August on Friday, and therefore this could be called peak C1, peak C2, and very often you still get that leg D, but it just says it's like a little warning, and you've got the V-shaped pattern. I'm going to draw this in. We used to have a lot of fun with this particular pattern. What I would do is I'd go to the little arch formation right here, and I would draw in a set of eyebrows. If you can't have fun with your charts, what the heck is the point? Okay, so that's what I called, and then I'd make them nice and thick. It's taking a little time, but it's really worth it because it's fun. Now look at this. Make it a little thick, and that one there as well. Weight is up to there. And we'll do this one. It should be a little higher, but I'll change that later on. Okay, so what we've got here, and of course, nobody these days even knows about them. It's called the Groucho Marx eyebrows formation. I was never a great fan of the Marx brothers. However, the eyebrows were really fascinating, and most of you will know someone who has this really thick, bushy eyebrows, and they're just fascinating because it's like an island unto its own. No man's an eyelash. So what we're looking at here is that here's the schnoz, here's the eyebrow, left eyebrow, here's the right eyebrow, and that becomes a V-shaped pattern, and it fails and it comes down sharply. It doesn't have to go all the way back to the bottom, but it really comes back sharply after testing that high. I'm suspecting we've got that pattern. We've got it in a lot of charts. In the meantime, let's go to the QQQ, down 646 at 469.66, hugging the 9-period moving average just underneath it, underneath the 14-period moving average, but the green 9-period moving average has not changed pink by going under it, so it's a work in progress. I suspect that the QQQ is heavily weighted with the semiconductors, which are down very sharply, down 10.50 at 232.93. I suspect that that's a real problem. Now, I've put the category of the semiconductors together with just a couple of the Mag 7s. That includes Microsoft, which is down just a little bit, down 22 cents at 416.93, really struggling. So I'm suspecting that what was really strong going into this July, August high setup are probably taking a very well-deserved breather, and we've got a rotation going on, and that rotation is going to be really important to monitor over the next, I'd say next week or two. Within that category, I just want you to do this, take a moment to do it. Look, wheat, das wheat, nice move to the upside, including yesterday's very tiny action. It does become a peak, and that becomes a leg B to the upside. For the first time in a while, you've got higher technicals, not yet the 9-period moving average going green by crossing the 14-period moving average, but the MACD, the relative strength, stochastic, and the on-balance volume are suggesting that there should be a test at 556 right now, up 5. There should be a test of this area. I'm not going to say the prices exactly, but I'm going to say the 570s. Should be a test of that level if this continues, and if that 9-period moving average turns green. That'll be the first time in quite a while, be the first time, wow, since, I can't believe it, since June the 5th, when it was up. I should tell you where it was. It was up in the 717 area. Gosh, came all the way back down and went to the 517, didn't it? 520 area. So this is the first time we get, and these letters, because it's not automated, I have to hand move them. That failed at a peak C minus in that Eiffel Tower straight up, straight down move in the weekly chart. Wheat once was, it's a continuous price, so that price changes. But the high, most recent high was May of 2022, and that was at 14.97. That's a price that gets smoothed out because it's a continuous contract. Okay, let's go to corn. Let's go to soybeans. Soybeans right now. Soybeans are trading down. They're up 4 3/4 at 1,004 3/4. This is peak A, peak B, peak C. There was some trade yesterday. Was there trade yesterday? Volume? Yeah, there was. Yep, there was volume. So this becomes a leg D. And so what a big move down from the 1400s down to the 950s. And there it is at 1,004. So a little bit of a bounce in soybeans. I'll be back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Hi folks, so then we're looking at copper continuous in leg C. Is the first time that the turnaround has been accompanied by higher technicals, but that 9-period moving average has still got a long way to go positive. But this is the first time you've seen a bounce in these grains. That's at least fairly decent since July. But let's see if this one actually holds and the 9-period moving average goes positive. Okay, a couple of things that we need to look at here. Bitcoin. Bitcoin is trading down 890 at 58,090. Remember, we're talking about this as having made a significant top back in March at the 75,000. Let's see, that was the week of March the 15th. And that was at 78,015. And I said, I just see lower lows and lower highs. The falling X formation seeing a lot of resistance. I suspect that this is done with its move for a good part of 2024. And I'm anticipating that sometime maybe in a little later, maybe September, October, where we could see another rally. Nothing here has changed that opinion other than the fact that if you look at it as a consolidation between 78,000 and 50,000, that's a lot of points. But if you consider it, we're just in the middle of the range, and it's not fading yet, but it's certainly not showing strength. The next thing we want to look at here is the dollar. So the dollar, now this is fascinating. The dollar started to show some strength last week. All week, actually, it was doing very nicely. And it's had a nice move to a leg A. It looks a little bit like the commodities, right? And I'm sort of putting them in the same category. And I'm saying this is a bounce that needs to be monitored in the dollar. It's coinciding with weakness. It didn't coincide with the Dow, but that's not the point. The Dow was a Dow 30. But it really coincided with weakness in many of the stock index sectors. And that just says to me, it cannot be ruled out that this 200-period moving average in the weekly chart, right where we are, actually just a tad lower. It's we are trading at 101.56 down 0.06, and 101.58 is the 200-period exponential moving average. So I anticipate that we kind of bounce around here. Oh, there's a chance maybe it goes to 102.66. That's a point higher. Well, I'll just say that there's a chance because that's the 9-period moving average resistance in the weekly chart. But actually what we're really looking at is that there's an arch formation that went to a second arch. This is what I call the lowercase h that goes to a lowercase m formation in the monthly chart. Our month is not young. It has barely begun. We're not even an hour into the first trading day of September. So I'm just looking at this candle saying, I suspect that this candle, the 103.50 something area, is going to be the big test. Can it get there in September? And if it does, that'll probably coincide with market weakness. And what's fascinating, remember back maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, I started talking about my icons. That's Bondi, Crudy, Dolly, Goldie, and Vixie. So that's the bonds, crude oil, the dollar, gold, and the volatility index. And I said, you've got to think of them separately because you don't get the relationships that you usually get. Look, the crude oil has been pulling back. The dollar's been pulling back. But the dollar's been pulling back, and so is gold. Volatility. Look at this. Here's the VIX index. And the VIX index is today up 307. So, but look where it is. It is just very independent. Look at that move that went to 65.75. I mean, that was signaling there was some aberration going on. That was the carry trade, Japan, etc. But it also turned out to be August 5th low for the market. So these are things that I monitor, but the relationship, you've got to think of them each as a separate thing. So let's just stay with the VIX. So the VIX now is at 18.03. If by the end of the day, the VIX has actually gone to 19 and closes at 19, any bounce is going to fail. But at the same time, if the VIX starts to trade to 1733 and then below 1733, I think the general market can have a bit of a bounce here. It is the beginning of the month. Normally, I'd expect beginning of September where you get some kind of buying as people come back from the summer. The doldrums, it wasn't really doldrums, but it was summer. Okay, so I'm just watching this very closely. All right, now I need to get to a question that came up was, I didn't finish the Tesla thing when I was doing the last part of Tommy's show. Yeah, Tesla's up almost 4 at 218.04. I constantly look at Tesla and I say, the big test for me has been over the last 2-3 months. If I was hearing that there was a really big move away from Teslas for political reasons. And now I need to talk about politics because when the leader of the company starts to make statements, and these are statements that people who own the products have a choice of moving out of those products into other products because they just don't want to be associated with that person. And that's kind of what could happen. I haven't really noticed that now, but I suspect that's in the cards. But if you look at the price, and I always say the thing with Tesla is you've got to think of it as an automobile company, as a technology company, maybe even a battery company. There's just so many facets to it that I wouldn't go short unless all the technicals are saying you could do it purely on a technical basis, because at any point there could be an announcement that has this big pop-up. So here it is, away from the 200p moving average, which is at 206. The price is at 218. And this is just typical. I'm saying that 200p moving average magnet of 206, I think we might keep coming down to test it. But until we close under, I think I'd said before, about a week or two ago, I said until Tesla starts to trade under 197, I think it's going to do okay. All right. With that said, a couple of other things came in. Could I look at Triple M? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3M is trading very nicely. Was at a new recovery high, a yearly high, multi-year high actually, on Friday, and now it's down at 131.18, down 352. It is a peak. Ew, I did this just before. So you see this one-to-one measurement. It's one of the techniques that I've developed, which said that Triple M should rally to, what was that price? To 134.55. That was above the 128 round number high. Well, on Friday, it went to 134.99. Gosh, missed the round number by a penny. So that's kind of fulfilled its obligation in terms of what it needs to do. I just want to check something in the E-mini here, because I had the same thing to the downside. Oh, we took it out. I had this 1-to-1 to the downside, which should have taken it to 56.03. We went a little bit of a bounce, so right through it, took out left side low, and now it's trying a little bit to bounce. I'll be back in a moment. Basil Chapman.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the fund involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
I was asked about how does this 914 work on the shorter term. So look, in the 10-minute chart, when the 9-period moving average went pink at 4:40 this morning, at about the 56.55 area, let's call it 56.49 area, that pink 9-period moving average has remained pink right up until this very moment in the 10-minute chart and in the 5. And it's been wiggling around in the 1-minute chart, but it's still pink. So that's a nice way to think of it. It just gives you it's like a little GPS. All right, what we're looking at here, so Triple M, yes, it's pulled back some. And this is really a very severe move in the sense that it is the very first trading hour of the September month, the month where everything kind of starts to get back, not back to normal, but starts to get back to normal. So I'm watching this very closely because at leg C, you might get a peak C that's just a momentary pullback and then a minor leg D. So it could all happen very quickly. But in this case, the leg down, let me just do this right now, the leg down in the Dow, and we are long. So we've been long for quite some time since starting on the low of August the 5th. So we're looking at down 502 in the Dow. That is a really ugly red candle. So it's going to take, can you imagine, it'll now have to take to get to 41,585. I mean, that's almost like 600 points. I don't know what's going to give it 600 points in one day. It'll have to be a process. And if we go down even more during the day, I have to consider is there a chance that this gets renamed after all? You've got the S&P already at a peak C1, peak C2. That's like a D. You've got the IWM, which went to a peak C and now is pulling back quite sharply. You've got the QQQ, which went to a peak B and has been fading for a little while, way under the previous high. So I do have to respect this, and I'm not dismissing it at all. I'm saying this is the week that we'll be anticipating. We're making some kind of a top that's going to see some kind of a pullback of importance. I don't know if that's started yet, or we still have to make a new high, but I'm thinking new high still to come, at least for the Dow. Now, I wanted to do this. I was asked about DEC. DC. DEC is Deckers Outdoors, Australian shoe company. Went to a peak F up in the 1100 area, and then pulled back. So for 3 months now, it's just been going sideways, but it hasn't broken down. It did make a peak D. Remember peak D, the fourth highest peak in the Chapman wave? Here's your peak C1, C2. Pull back very sharply from March into the beginning of April, and then ran all the way up to the D, and then came back and almost took out the low that was made in that peak C1, C2 weekly chart. So this just says to me it's digesting huge gains. Where do I think it's going? If it was a little higher today, look, it went to peak A, peak B, peak C, underneath the previous high. So that means, you can double top there. Or if you go to that spike, that news-related spike, I remember there was a news-related spike. I don't know what it was, but I remember that announcement on the 26th of July, and it spirals. It had an 893 point low, round number low. It had a 960 high, a round number high, and closed at 894. So 980 or 60, 980. Wow, 980. So 980 round number. High, right there, pulls back very sharply under the 200-period moving average, then rallies to peak A, peak B, and then a C, A, B, C, and then I always say be very careful when the stochastic goes over 80%, but then very quickly goes under 80%. That usually says just monitor that, because there could be a bit of a pullback. But as long as that 914 is hovering nicely over the 14, that's a good sign. In this case, the day is young. Very sharp candle, down 36 points, down 3.77% at 923. Something's going on here. So this could arch over, and it is almost like a head and shoulders pattern. So I'm suspecting at 923, if 915, no. If 912 is taken out in the next 2 days, be careful, because this could become short-term top at, was that tested again? 980. I think we went fractionally above it. Yep, 980.51. We took out that high, but now we've made this double top in the 980 level. Yeah, just be careful. If this wasn't even close to minus 37, but only down at the 949 level, I say, yeah, I can see it still going, making a cup formation and going high. This is different. There's a news event. Have a sip of tea. Excuse me. All right. So with that said, another question came in. Write it. Yeah, Walmart. So this is interesting. So Walmart making all-time highs, even as we speak. Peak C, peak D, is that a D? 76.40, 76.45, 76.43. Yep. So that's A, B, C, D, and it's in leg E at an all-time high. Leg F, I'm not sure it's an F, but I've got it notated as an F, even though there was in Chapman Wave Instant Restart here, that peak D. So I do have to put a circle in there. I always do that every time it happens. If within 3 bars, it takes out that D and starts a new leg higher, then you think alternative count. So this is an F/B. In the weekly chart, all the technicals are fabulous. And a huge candle for August, making a new all-time high in September. So you can't get a peak in the monthly chart until October. All of October you have to wait for. So Walmart's acting extremely well. That's what I've been talking about, the rotational aspect of this market. What is Costco doing? Costco, COST, trading all-time high last week at leg D at the 919 level. What was it exactly? 918.93. A little bit of a pullback today, 5 points at 887.21. Yeah, got to respect this. There's just no question about it. And as one of my subscribers has just written, yikes. Yeah, yikes, because this is really a very short that extra move up on Friday. It was unnecessary. Technically, you can't say that because it does what it does. But it didn't have to really do that. Now it's giving back some of the 200 points of the gain, plus the extra. So it's down 480, 464 right now, the Dow. I'll be right back.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
The stock market is a delicate interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust. The stock market is a delicate interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee, so what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Hi folks, so there are a couple of things I want you to look at here. Look, Caterpillar is really important to the economy, as I mentioned to subscribers. We don't own it. I've looked at it, and I'd rather be following it because we didn't want to add any new positions, long positions this week, because we're anticipating that there's going to be, even if there's a bounce to a new leg D in the Dow, and then there's a pullback, this is going to be a choppy week regardless, and that's what I'm looking at. So here we are down 4.5% almost at 340.38. After a peak D, and that's the importance of these D. Look, D was the high that was made at 369.23 back in July for Caterpillar, pulled back very sharply to the 307 area, ran all the way up to the 350s, big move down today. Is it going to continue? Well, the 9 is still very strong. It was strong before it finally took until August the 5th, before it really tanked from the 369 high to the 307. That's 60 points. It was almost 20%. And now it's starting to rally in the weekly chart with the 9-period moving average acting quite well. But that red candle, this is the beginning of the week, was the first hour and a quarter, and look where it is. So I'm not dismissing anything here. And it's a peak F. I've got it as an F in the monthly chart. So that's Caterpillar. Let's look at D. So this is Caterpillar's heavy-duty equipment. Let's look at DE, which is Deere and Company, tractors, farm equipment. And now you've got a little bit of a rally in the grain, so that should help them. It doesn't work immediately, but I like to look at them in sync as a kind of a confirmation factor. Minus 2.43, 383.31, just down 0.63. So Deere is holding quite well. A weekly chart is improving. It's not great, but it hit 3 times over the last 6 weeks. It hit 5 weeks. It hit it is 6 weeks. 6 weeks, it hit the 200-period moving average, and now it's bouncing nicely off it. And the 9-period moving average in the weekly chart is almost about to turn positive. But if you look at the monthly chart, I had this as a rectangle formation, that the core of the trading should be between 410 and 340, and that's kind of where we've been, even though we've been above it and below it, above it more times than below it. But this is just saying, hey, trading range. So let's see what happens next. What were the others that I had put in there that I wanted to monitor? IT. This is a really important one that for decades I've watched this closely. I don't know if we've ever owned it. This is the Garner Inc. It does consulting for IT, for the IT sector, and it always seems to have a beat. It just seems to have a picture of what's going on. And the chart made an all-time high. That was, I think it was before August the 5th. That was, the 31st of July. It ran to 509.15. Let me just put that in because that's going to turn into an important number. 509.13. So that was July the 31st. And then it pulled back to the 450s. That's 50.10%. And then it ran up, and now it's in a leg E. It's up 41 cents today. Now that is, I think that's very important to me because, as I said, I'm looking at Microsoft and some of the others that are not, and semiconductors in particular, not doing all that. Of course, Microsoft not in the semiconductor area. It's in the, it's everywhere, but it's also in AI. So within that context, all I can say is that Microsoft, maybe it's a different entity, but I think the way that it's digesting gains is not too bad. Today it's just down 2 at 414. Now, the IT, normally what I do in this particular pattern is I grab the outer bars and I just draw in a rectangle. Then I say there should be a lopsided gravy cup pattern, like a U, but a lopsided U, that goes back to just under, right on, or just above the previous high. And if it pulls back halfway into that rectangle and closes under it, you've got to be careful. Well, this has already gone to, I'm calling this a leg E. So I usually say it goes to a D if it's in the same time frame. This has already gone to an E. So it's really worked very hard, but it is holding very well, considering up 24 cents today in a market like this. Dow's down 461, S&P's down 83. This is a pretty big sell-off. And this is the Garner Inc. Symbol is IT. So it's something that I use just as a monitoring gauge. And then there are many others. But most importantly, what I did want to mention, that was wrong date. Let me just get this one right here. Then there's another one I mentioned the other day. I was really pleasantly surprised to see that General Motors had run up in this V-shaped pattern back towards the 50.50 with a 50 round number open on the July the 21st, which then plummeted down to the 39s, came all the way back to just under that 50 level. This is now, is this a peak C? Because if it made a new recovery high, so we had on last Thursday, the high was 49.82. On Friday, the high was 49.86. Today, the high is 49.86. Interesting, huh? So this is still a leg C. And there's that V-shaped pattern. Groucho Marx eyebrows. This is the pattern again. And it's holding well. So all I can say is that the areas that I'm monitoring for strength, and we just saw it, Caterpillar was down quite sharply. Deere was not down too sharply. IT, that's Garner Group, up a little bit. Deere was up, actually. I think Deere was up. Oh, now it's down 3. Was it Caterpillar? And Caterpillar was down sharply 16. What was the other one that I was looking at? Anyway, IT was at that moment up. Now it's down 14 cents. But I'm watching, General Motors. And General Motors was down 84 cents. So it's telling me that there's still some internal strength. Okay, with that said, I needed to look at, what was the question that I had here? I wrote it down. Yes, in the used parts, AZO. Lost my notation. Oh, my goodness. How many times over the years have we once had AZO, I believe it was Orly or AZO, Orly, I think it was, as a short the day before earnings came out, and it dropped about 100 points. Let's see, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, peak C, and it's going towards the D. AZO is down 25 at 3,156, holding very nicely. This is the used car area.
The consistency you're looking for is closer than you think. One or two adjustments are usually all you need to change your equity curve from red to green and keep it there. Come join Larry Pesavento live to learn what separates the winners from the losers. Join Larry Pesavento on the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where Larry will show you the market setting up and, most important of all, the state of mind of a winning trader. By watching Larry trade, you'll learn the Fibonacci levels, you'll learn how to apply A to B to C to D trading patterns, you'll learn trade management, pattern recognition, and much more. Join Larry August 9th and 23rd for more live trading action. For this month only, use code LarryAug24 at checkout to save $50 off your first month as a subscriber to Live Trading Fridays for his live trading sessions, where you'll sit right beside him as he trades the market live. For this month only, enter code LarryAug24 and save $50 off your first month. For all the information and to reserve your spot today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
I thought, let me just finish this AutoZone. We're looking at A, B, C, and it just made it D. All right, so AutoZone's done fantastically. Look how it's walked the 9-period moving average and the monthly chart. Maybe a little bit of a double topping aspect to it right now. That makes the area of 3,256.37, something that needs to be pierced. But here it is at 3,153. So it's in that range. It's a high-level consolidation. You're going to be watching this closely. So AutoZone, AAP, I suppose I've lost the notation here as well. AAP is I think that's American Auto Parts, yeah. And Advanced Auto Parts. Advanced Auto Parts, horrible chart. And what was the other one? I just don't remember. Orly, O-R-L-Y, or O'Brien. O'Reilly. So O'Reilly Automotive, almost at all-time highs. And Advanced Auto Parts has always been a bit of a troublemaker. It just doesn't want to participate. But these are up at all-time highs. So I'm looking at this now. Yeah, I need to do this. It's the last segment, so let me do this right now. The XLF making a new recovery high, actually all-time high as we speak right now at 45.88. It's trading at 45.51. That is really important. Why? Because I needed to see the financials doing well. If the financials start to really tank at this point, I'd say, uh-oh, big problem. But they haven't. So as far as I'm concerned, this is more an emotional sell-off. I don't have it as a technical sell-off just yet. It's a leg D. So let me just do this. If the Dow closes today more than 550 lower, that's going to be a real problem trying to make an all-time high this week. But if there's a reversal and it closes down minus 250, 275, that makes a big difference. And I think everything's on track. So I'm going to be watching this very closely. I'm going to hand you over to Steve Rhodes and all the great hosts. Check out my Opening Call Daily newsletter.